never imagined I'd spend so much time talking about marijuana on television. Not really my area of expertise. But now that it's been legalized in state after state, it's becoming big business. And that's something I do know about. Now, last month, a U.S. licensed cannabis firm called MedMen, not to be confused with MedMen, executed a reverse takeover to become a publicly traded company in Canada, where the federal laws on this stuff are a lot more lenient. MedMen is a major player in America's budding pot industry, operating in New York, California, and Nevada. They grow it, but more importantly, they're best known for their retail locations, which have been dubbed the Apple Store of weed. They want to be the consumer cannabis company. To be blunt, it's an intriguing concept. So could this stock be worth owning, even if it's only listed in Canada? Let's take a closer look with Adam Bierman, the co-founder and CEO of MedMen Enterprises, to learn more about his company's business and the incredible growth of this industry. Mr. Bierman, welcome to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Have a seat. Absolutely. Okay, so first, California, New York, Nevada. Why those?
And now Florida, which we're really excited
Florida,
about.
which you just bought. But nothing. Can we buy it yet in Florida? At stores? Medical only.
You just mentioned the four most important marijuana markets on planet Earth today. So, yes, we are excited to be in those four markets. And 8.5 years into this, we've been hyper-focused on just being in the most important markets and controlling the most important retail assets in those markets. And that's where we are, and that's where we'll continue to grow.
Now, the natural person would say, well, wait a second. How about Oregon, Washington, and Colorado? But they're pretty saturated, aren't they?
Horrible markets to be in.
Horrible, right?
But you got to understand the evolution of this industry, right? Those were the first three markets.
Right.
Good for business that those are tiny markets that in the grand scheme of things maybe matter not that much. And those are more free market environments. What's really important to understand is every market since those markets came online have been supply constrained. So limited licenses, and most importantly, especially for the MedMen's case, the most arduous retail zoning restrictions known to man.
Well, how about Massachusetts? What's taking so long?
This is what it is when something evolves, right? We're going from
But a dispensary, I mean, how long does it take?
It's bureaucratic, man.
It really is, huh?
You know, that's what it is. I mean, you know, over 25 years ago, California legalized medical marijuana. It's been quite a journey. And so I think there's a lot of speed and a lot of momentum now. I think that, you know, the end of prohibition is near, but, you know, things don't happen overnight, and that's okay. For a $75 billion market here in the U.S., it's okay if it takes a few years to evolve.
Now, your revenues have exploded this year, right? I mean, it's been rather amazing how much sales you've been able to garner from these beautiful new stores.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, you know, for me, every day I wake up, I'm intent on building the biggest marijuana brand in the world. Our more mature stores in California are doing over $20 million a year in revenue, and we currently have licenses for 45 stores. So a lot of work to do. But yeah, I mean, revenue is big for me. You know, when we get to $1 billion of revenue, we'll look at what's next. But a lot of work to be done.
Okay, so let me understand this. You did what was confusing to me, admittedly, a reverse Canadian merger, and there was also a flap about your pay package, of which I understand you've made some revisions to the executive compensation plan. So just fill me in on the arc of that.
Well, I mean, look, let's talk about Canada.
Okay.
From the beginning, we've been the why not people. Why not? 8.5 years ago, why not? Why can't you build a legitimate business in this industry? Why not? Why can't you build a $1 billion business in this industry? Why not? Why can't you take the biggest U.S. weed company and make it public and available for people to own all over the world? Now, there's a lot of roadblocks in that kind of an attitude, and we can't list here in the U.S., so we have to list in Canada, and unfortunately, you know, that's the only place to go. Now, fortunately, it is a place to go, and they've been great partners, and we were really excited about everything that went on, and, you know, we're now listed on the CSE. We got our OTC ticker today as well.
And the compensation package issue was been resolved, right? You reopened it, and you gave yourself, you know, a better deal for the shareholders.
Well, look, there's a lot of noise, right? And there's a lot of noise. This is a nascent industry, a lot of noise. I think what investors need to hone in on is really two basic fundamentals: the defensibility of the thesis of these businesses, and the track record of performance. And so we'll just keep our head down and keep performing the way we have. Now as a public company with even more velocity, and we'll be judged on that.
All right, so if I went to your own stores, do I see white coats? Do I see brownies, edibles? Do you see CBD and THC, various percentages of CBD and THC? Do I have liquid? Do I have vape? What do I got?
You have it all, and it depends on the market, but ultimately you will have it all. And, you know, our mission is mainstreaming marijuana. And how do you do that? You make it available for everybody. And, you know, this is a consumer product, and to address everybody, you have to have something for everybody. So in our stores in California, for example, we have over 1,000 SKUs in those stores. And I think as these markets continue to evolve and mature, I think that's what you'll see across the board.
All right. Do you have stores that are for recreational, stores that are for stoners, and stores that are medical?
well, our new marketing campaign is Forget Stoner. So we'll push that message, right? Marijuana needs to be mainstream. It's getting mainstream. The concept of a stoner or stoner image is something that's yesteryear, right? This is about Chardonnay moms. This is about working dads. This is about marijuana substituting and replacing, other things that people are already utilizing that in some instances are detrimental to their health, right?
Opioids, better than opioids.
This is the exit to the opioid epidemic.
And one last question. What do you do with the cash? I mean, you're not allowed to use credit cards in this country.
Well, first of all, again, prohibition has to end, so this gets treated like any other business. That being said, we're fully banked, and those stories that you see coming out of maybe more the legacy states, Colorado and Washington, with bags of cash, that doesn't apply to us. Everything is banked. We take debit cards in lieu of credit.
Oh, you do take debit cards?
About 80% of our transactions are in debit cards.
Okay, that's very good to know. Thank you so much. That's Adam Bierman. That's MedMen, not Madmen, co-founder and CEO. Mad Money is back after the break. Thank you. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.